procurement is is ongoing. Until the BBB gives us certificate of no objection, then I will tell you what is the estimate.
So last year,
Honourable Minister, you had mentioned that some modalities will be put in place to monitor when some of these street lights have gone bad, from the back end. And beyond that, we know that there are cases of vandalism that, continue to come up from time to time within the FCT. Is there anything at all that this project is also incorporating to ensure that while you are monitoring, you are also ensuring that these vandals are not given a field day?
If we have security features, what is the essence of security features? Is that it's just like you have a CCTV camera. What does it do? If you go and commit any criminal offense, you can be traced through that CCTV camera. So if we are providing security features in our street life, what it means that it's not only to prevent you, but also to make sure if it is done, we will arrest you. We will know who did it. Because we have a strong group where this has been monitoring the constitution room.
So last year, during the first anniversary of the president, a couple of projects were commissioned. What are we expecting this time around?
We want to flog Abuja residents with infrastructure. Flog not in negative sense now, but in a positive sense. Projects lined up. In fact, I told Mr. President last night, I said, it will take you 2 weeks to be able to inaugurate our project, not flag of projects, inaugurating projects that have been completed. And of course, I don't expect that Mr. President will give us the whole of that 2 weeks. However, Mr. President will mandate the Vice President, the Senate President, the Speaker, and some other senior public functionaries to handle some of this. But some major key will be done by Mr. President, and one of which I told Mr. President that, look, for whatever it is worth, you have to try to make sure you go to one of the satellite towns to be able to commission. Let the people feel happiness, see you, understand that. But for you, no government had ever recognized the satellite towns. As we are commissioning in the city, we're also commissioning in the satellite towns. Take, for example, in Amakia, we're going to commission Keti Kamusa, we're going to commission Kamusa Tekushera. In Kwale, we're going to commission A2 to Pi. In Warada, we're going to commission Palace Road, right? In Buhari, we're going to commission the Shafa Road and the War College Road. So, out of 6 area councils, we have projects in 4 area councils that will be inaugurated by Mr. President. So that in the city, so much. We are going to give you back what is called an international conference center. I have always said that our problem is leadership. When you have the right leadership, everything works out well. Remember, this International Center Conference was built in 1991 by the IBB administration. Since that 1991, nobody has touched that place. Now, when Mr. President came to inaugurate the ECOWAS Parliament sometime last year, between July and August, it was an eyesore. It was horrible. And Mr. President couldn't believe it, that this is International Conference Center, the only one Nigeria has. And he said, look, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Mr. Minister, I don't want to see this again. That's why I said leadership. Leadership is key. And today, by the grace of God, we have achieved it. If you take a ride and go to that place, you yourself will feel happy. Yes, this is what it's supposed to be. You see, Mr. President has provided the right leadership, and you have no choice but to follow. We are going to inaugurate the NSAS, the last camp, the first phase of it. We are going to inaugurate where are these roads? Where CGC is working. Gishiri, the interchange. We are going to about 3-4 roads there. We are leading to the judges' quarters and rest. We are also going to inaugurate the road leading to the where we are building the Court of Appeal Abuja division.
Oh, Your Excellency, all of this will be done before May 29th.
How will it be done before May 29th? You know, the activity starts from, well, what is important is that it is Mr. President that will choose dates, but that is part of his anniversary. So it does not mean that everything will be done before May 29th. May 29 is the year that makes it second year. So there are a lineup of activities that will even take you to June 5th, June 7th, June 8th. He has a lot of activities. So it depends. So I would not say.
So in any case, it's a speed time report.
You know what?
I said it's a speed time report.
Yes, I know what you're saying. So you cannot, Mr. President has a lot of things to do. So you look at the available dates, and then the protocol will be able to fix which area, which time that will be available from Mr. President to.
Let's talk about capital development now. We've been talking infrastructure. Now, teachers in FCT, they've been on strike for non-payment of the new minimum wage. How are you addressing this?
Very unfortunate, and that's why I say that. Sometimes when people argue, I want to run for an election. You want to run for an election because you want to solve problems. You want to contribute your own service to your people. Local government chairman, area county chairman are elected. It becomes difficult for you to wear the big stick because they are elected by the people. When this issue started and my attention was called, I sat them down. I said, why have you not been able to pay? We give you 10% of our IGR every month. So I directed the Public Secretary, look, release their money, if any, and take this money, go and start paying them the minimum wage. Yes, it is not easy to offset all, but let it be that you have started. And I called the union, this is my mandate. So please, call off. And I agreed. It was shocking to me when I got the information that the teachers have gone back to strike because they were able, and I felt so embarrassed. Now, I have limits. What do I do? I can't sack them because they were not appointed by me, they were elected. And I said, look, what I should do is to make sure that I would hold the 10% allocation of our IGL, and then set up a committee to make sure that if these funds are released, the money that are being paid to the workers, to the teachers. It's very embarrassing, very unfortunate. And I keep on telling people that, look, even if you will owe people, you will owe workers, it shouldn't be teachers. How do you feel our children are at home. How do you feel? There's no excuse. But you can understand, these are our own limitations.
Would that not be going against the spirit of the local government autonomy?
You see now. You see the problem that we're having now. We are talking about autonomy now. Autonomy, the money has been released to you as allowed. Yet, you are depriving people of their wages. And then you want me to fold my hand and then allow our children to be at home because you want to have local government autonomy. And, you see, these are the things that we are talking about. And then if you say, okay, so you want to run an election, let the people vote you out. It is not possible. You know.
But Honorable Minister, how have you been able to balance this up? Still in line with this question, in as much as you have withheld the 10% allocation to the area councils to ensure that they do what is right, how do you also balance it to ensure that you are not truncating on the local government autonomy that he had mentioned?
No, there's nothing like truncating. IGR is to be paid by me, by the FCT administration. Okay, assuming I said we will not make any money this month. In as much as we respect laws, you too should not truncate the laws. Do you know the implication of not paying workers their salary? Do you know the implication of your own children being denied education? So, which one do you prefer? Well, we're not withholding. We're saying, look, yes, we're going to pay this money, but we won't allow you because of the conduct you have exhibited. We will not make sure that this money is paid directly so that we won't have any problem where our children will continue to stay at home. You must balance of things. You must. If not, the crisis you cause will be too damaging.
Is it not better to do this in conjunction with the councils? Sit down with them and agree to that template.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You see, I have told you what will start. I said, look, give them the money. Go and pay. They didn't pay.
Yeah, I'm talking of this new result.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That we are going to set up a committee. They'll be there. The treasurers of the councils will be there. Okay, so it's not as if it's not, but we must make sure the funds are paid to the teachers.
So where are we at the status of the state of play right now? The committee has been set up, but in terms of the teachers,
they're already working. I just came back, but I can assure you that within the next few days, everything will be sorted out.
Already, Minister, will take you back to the issue of projects. And I'm sure Kubi, you'll be following the minister around since he came back from China. I mean, particularly on the state of readiness of some of these projects.
Yes, but my question is centered on open grazing in the FCT. When you assumed office, you mentioned short and long-term goals, and one of which is to bring a permanent end to open grazing in the FCT. How much of progress have you made so far?
See, that's why, that's not what you told you to say. Sometimes people are not practical. The country we are in, it's not an easy one. Nobody, no rational person will be happy seeing, cars, sometimes you are passing on, the cars will pass fast before you even.
They are here.
There's so much political, there's so much complications that you have to be very tread cautiously. You have to be very, very careful, understanding the complexity of our nation. Even now, they have so much crisis, so I don't compound the issue. But the truth is, nobody's happy about it. Nobody's happy about it. I don't want to do something that, governance is not like where you are running a private business. You have to tread cautiously. You have to tread cautiously. And we are doing everything we can to see them. Take for example, where before I came, there was a place that our land was allocated for grazing reserve, about 1,000 hectares. If I tell you the fight we're fighting, so many people have encroached. You have land grabbers left, right, and center. Litigations left, right, and center. But be assured that it's a problem that will be sorted out. But you have to be you have to tread cautiously.
So you're saying it's possible for you to bring an end to open grazing in the FCT?
Why not? But I said you have to tread cautiously. It's not something like you are doing a project. You have to be careful. Know the society that you are living in.
Are you being careful of this issue because it is alleged that those who own those cows that roam the streets of Abuja are powerful people in government?
I have told you, you have to tread cautiously. I think that's enough message to you.
Excellency.
It's not, you see, I have told you in governance, if you apply the way it's supposed to be, even though you may be right, but the backfire effect, that's why I say you have to tread cautiously.
But are you in talks perhaps with the Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association?
Tread cautiously. It's a simple English language.
All right, Your
Let's talk about security. Now, last year,
I thought we were going to flog the issue of project.
Yeah,
which Kubi was going to ask and then just veer to something else. But particularly the international conferences. I saw your report. I think some other reports as well on the international conferences. And I don't know. Are you sure that project is ready? There are also some projects that you have also mentioned in the course of this media chat that will be ready for President's commissioning. The bus terminals, for instance. I was at Kugbo last week, and it was like nothing was going on in that place.
It's not correct. I challenge you. The one that is not ready now is the one in the central business area, but the one in Mabushi and Kugbo. So, well, guy, you didn't go to work. You didn't go there.
I was at the VIO office. Maybe what was going on inside.
You were passing.
Okay, I was passing. I didn't see any sign of war.
What they are doing is finishing inside. That's what they are doing. Okay. So if you go to Mabushi now, you won't see anybody outside here working.
They are doing fixings inside.
Yes.
Your Excellency is still in the line of projects. You have been a governor for 8 years. Now you are the minister at the FCT. Looking at some of these projects, not as a politician, but as a Nigerian, which one has really touched you in terms of ameliorating the problems that you saw on ground, and these projects were awarded? Now the reality is in sight.
Let me talk about the question. Do you stay in Abuja? You do. Of all these things that we're doing, which do you think that we have done more that touches the life of the people? You should be the one that will.
I'm talking about from the perspective, not as a politician.
If I
you told us about
the problem we have that you have complained about abandonment of projects everywhere. Abuja is so dirty, no road, everything. Now, we have been able to provide this infrastructure to decongest the road and to make Abuja cleaner. Are people happy?
I am. Especially driving to my own place of work. But what I'm saying, in terms of your interaction, for instance, with residents, with people in the satellite towns.
Particularly the road infrastructure. People are very happy. Because one thing you should know, naturally.
For instance, there's an access road to the airport.
Yes.
From Jabi here.
Yes.
That passes through Idu where you veer off to Idu railway station. That road does not need dualization. And then the road to the Idu railway station itself, does it also not need dualization? Because if you see the volume of traffic in that place, particularly in the mornings, people. I'm
sure you have an interest there. You
want me to tell you my interest? Go just down the road 2 minutes from here, you see that the people, your neighbors here, your immediate neighbors, they have not fed you at all.
How?
Just when we finish this,
look at the last camp road. Look at it at the back there. Going to the village. You cannot do everything at the same time. Even if you stay in government for 30 years, there must be problems to solve. What is important is You have an opportunity to be there. What have you done? No one person, no matter how long you stay, can finish the entire problem, solve the entire problem. It's not possible. But what is key, you are here for 2 years. You are here for 3 years. You are here for 8 years. What can you say you've been able to do? So many people have criticized, was there a minister here before? Is it not correct? You have said so. Now you can see the difference. That does not mean we'll be able to solve the entire problem. It's not possible. That's why government comes and government continue. I stopped here. You continue from here and add the ones you can also do. So, but what gives us happiness? That people identify that you are doing something. So everybody wants to be part of that cake. Look, in my area, there's a road there connecting to social place. It has not been done. Oh, in my own place. Why? They see that things are going on. Or that, so they want to, as far as this is going on, let me also benefit from it. Which is not possible. Even if you have all the resources, the time is also not there. It's not there. So, but what we have made sure is that, look, the mere fact that contracts have been awarded is enough for you to continue with it. Don't just come and say, oh, our government did not award this contract. It's public funds. Abandon it. If you look at the budget, 85% of our capital expenditure is to finish the ongoing projects. So, but this attitude of let it be, we awarded it. For me, it's not that we awarded, but the people will be happy that the projects have been completed and they are benefiting from it.
All right, still on infrastructure, Minister, we recognize your infrastructural strides in the FCT, but particularly, can you vouch for the quality of these roads given the short time frame that they are constructed?
You are supposed to be the examiner. And the one doing it, what have you thought? Look at the kind of contractors doing the job. Are they political contractors? Julius Berger is working. CGC is working. Gizmo is working. Look at the quality. So you should be able to answer that. You have followed us severally. Look at the quality of job. So I should throw it back to you. Are you satisfied with what you've seen? For me, I may be playing to the gallery because I'm the one presiding over it. But you that is using it, are you satisfied with what you have seen? You want to sell this. I have always been going out when the minister goes out for inspection. I have seen. And with the kind of company that are involved, I vouch for them. Remember, well, when I go out, when I say anything that I don't think is done well, you know me. I said, no, I don't agree with this. Even when you assign the wearing cost, I go and say, listen, is it binding or wearing cost? It says wearing cost, so I don't agree. Right? That tells you that I don't think that quality is there. And of course they know. With the kind of experience I have, it will be difficult for you to tell me lies. I can identify easily. You've been to the International Conference Center. Having been there, what can you say? I expect that you should be our ambassadors. You have gone there. Wow. Somebody told me yesterday that, look, he wants to use the International Conference Center in June. I said, well, what for? He said he wants to do his 16th birthday. I said, no problem. You pay. You know, you see, they gave it out to one senator. Everything in Nigeria, politics will be involved. The man ran the place down. He was paying Abuja Investment Company about 50 million naira a year. Meanwhile, in a month, they make not less than 300 million naira. Then you pay Abuja investment, then you don't maintain the place. You run it down. And government comes and says, look, we can't take this. Then the person goes, oh, because I'm from so place. Oh, because I said, no, that's rubbish. Because you're from so place, that's why this should be like this. People who were calling me on phone, oh, you know, I said, please, you can't continue this way. And so, now, we are signing an agreement with Julius Berger for the maintenance of the place.
How many years?
That's not the issue. How many years is not what keeps the maintenance. What's important is how do we want to sustain that place?
Where does that leave Abuja
Hold
Investment
on.
Company?
Where does it lead us? No.
Where does it leave Abuja Investment Company? That should
No. They will still supervise. But in order to also make sure that even Abuja Investment Company does not see as a window to begin to, you know, divert the funds. Because we are going to pay Julius Berger yearly. So my eyes are open. There will be a dedicated account where everybody who wants to use that international conference center pays an amount of money as to be charged. Right? Now, every month, we'll look into that account and see what is happening. It's not going to sleep. We cannot spend 39 billion naira to put a place back. And then in the next few months, you see that, oh, the place has been around that. Nobody does that. No leader will do that. So we are going to do what we call proper supervision. You see me going there every day, every time. That's how serious we take that international conference.
So the rates for using the place will be known to everyone. It's not a question of Berger wants to use the place because he knows the minister, he gets it at a lower price, and somebody else who doesn't know the minister pays something higher.
That's why I say it will be under my direct supervision. This time around, it's not going to be, oh, Honorable Minister, my sister. I'm no business about that. Honorable Minister, my ministry. Every ministry who wants to use that will pay. There's nothing like we are government agency. If you are government agency, who will maintain the place? How will sustain it? How will I sustain it? So, writing to me that, oh, Minister of Transportation or Minister of Interior, we want to have a conference there, fine. It is 10,000 naira. It's available on Tuesday. It's available on Thursday. It's not available on Friday. We must stop this attitude of the government, everything free. We must stop that attitude. We must see that you cannot have such an edifice and then it will be run down simply because it's government property. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. So when we keep the place, the standard request, okay, this is the resident of the Minister of FCT, right? Do you like the wages? Say the truth. Hold on. Say the truth.
Better than it was before.
You can't compare. You can't compare. Why? Julius Berger is in charge of maintenance of this place. And you pay them. You want quality. You spend money. You want good thing, you spend money. Right? See what happened in the National Assembly when Julius Berger was maintaining that place. Right? It was a place to go to all the time. When they took it to and gave to engineer, what happened? That's the difference. Go to Villa, because the Villa has been maintaining it. Right? How do you feel? If you feel like that, you just run it down. Nobody does that. Nobody. And I'm not going to accept it. You know, by the position you occupy, people will bring sentiments. I will tell the president that, look, this is one project that will cause me problem with most public officers. Because I'm not going to accept free. No, I will not.
Your Excellency, in terms of the projected annual revenue generation from the International Conference Center, what are the figures, considering the huge amount of money that has been pumped in?
Why are you interested? We are not here for profit making. We are here to maintain this. We are here to maintain the facility. We are not profit organization. So the issue of the projected revenue or this or that, it's because we are not coming here to make money. But we are saying that the place has to be maintained, so that the standard will be there. But we are not businessmen that we want to say, oh, this is revenue we are making this. No, it's just for sustainability. For the facility not to be run down. So your interest should be, is this place sustained? How are you going to sustain it? We have told you here how we are going to sustain it. But not what is the revenue expectation. Well, we're not going to a profit. Even if we don't meet up with what we may agree with you, but you cannot subsidize. But what is important is that we will not allow politicians again. Nobody should bring that sentiment. I'll say, look, he's my supporter. That you're going to run that place. Nobody should do that. Nobody should do that. And that's why public facilities are being run down every day. Give it a competent hand and then be happy. Look, when I came here as a minister, you can't believe that any human being can stay here. They're using a water tank. How can that be? How can that be? I don't live here. But look at how well it is maintained. Look how it is maintained, but I don't stay here. I mean, well, we're human beings. Are we animals? I mean, are you not happy, comfortable each time you come here? It should be.
You don't talk about your workers. You talk so much about infrastructure. I don't know if FCT workers, if they are happy with you in terms of...
Are they owing them their salaries and allowances? Are they owing them salaries? What is the happiness? You have been paid your salary at all time and you are what you're entitled to.
They go on training. Have you motivated them enough?
What's called motivation enough? What's enough? What is enough? You go for training that is relevant. I don't approve money just from somebody said you want to go for land administration in the United States. How can I approve that for you? Land administration, how? Comparison. I mean, it doesn't make sense. How does that help you? How? If you are telling me that, okay, you are going to Lagos, okay, you're going to Rivers, okay, you're going to Kano, for example, to see how land administration is to compare, that's how you can improve. It's understandable. So many people think that you go and put any kind of thing in the budget to make money. Even if I find out that's in the budget, I won't approve it. I don't know. Rather, I will write to National Assembly to vet that money for a tangible thing. To a tangible thing that will benefit the society. Not just you. Not just you.
All right, Minister, away from the project infrastructure now. Last year, you visited one of the shanty towns and you set up a committee to look at possible, relocation of these residents, the shanty residents. Have there been any recommendations so far or any progress on that?
It is not, I see, one thing was that relocating people is very dicey. You have to make sure, give them time. And then you must also have to find, must be in agreement with them. Okay, here you are relocating us. We are comfortable with it. And then what is the shanties too? It means that it is not their place. Ordinarily, Why do you have to talk about relocation? For example, this is our land. For example, somebody comes here to make a makeshift. I said, why are you doing this here? Then you are telling me to relocate them. In the first place, they have no title to the place. But however, to give the human face, it's okay. Let's just see what we can do. But here we cannot allow it. We cannot allow it. It's like where I was living, okay, where I live, from 2011. It's unbelievable. Market. Not the government allocated that place to be a market. People wake up in the morning and turn the place to be market. And I said, how can anybody live in this kind of environment? So when I came as a minister, I said, no. They said the chief or the emir there. I said, well, what is that? I called him. You are the one to say market will be here. You now determine where market will be. You can't. I give you 2 weeks. Get out from this place. And of course, there's no choice. I mean, we can't continue this way. Take another example. This road that we are doing at the Grishi, right? People have started, coming on the road there to form market. If you don't stop them now, by the time they stay, people begin to have sympathy. Oh, they are trying to survive. They are trying to survive to mess up the environment. Even when you build market, most of them don't like to go to the market and stay. They want to come outside to sell and mess up. They are talking about sanitation and the rest of it. So sometimes government must be hard to say, look, we cannot allow this. Because privilege in Nigeria, in next second, is a right. Privilege turns to right in Nigeria next second.
Honorable Minister, just 2 questions. First, when we discussed the last time we were talking about infrastructure development, we mentioned a few roads that you didn't include street lights initially, but you were thinking that maybe you could add that just because it wasn't part of the project originally, but you were going to add. Did you eventually get to do that? That's one. Then the second one, in terms of the problems you enumerated, concerning the running of the International Conference Center, it seems to me as if the IBB Golf Club also had similar challenges. Where is it now, since you also inaugurated the committee to supervise the running of the place?
Well, let me say, like if they are going to Osas 2 to Wasa, sir, this is a city now. What are you going to put a street like? The street was not in the original. Mind you, these contracts were awarded 10 years ago, 15 years ago before we came. And I asked the executive director, well, was last street about included in this? He said, well, as at that time, that's okay. Let it be additional works. However, continue what you are doing, but let it be additional stuff. Now, in that case, if there's a variation, it requires some amount of money, it requires approval, Mr. President, before it to go to BPP. So in order not to slow the work down, let them finish the original award and then make this as an additional so that cannot stop the work going on. You talk about you see, that's why I say leadership is key. If you don't have the right leadership, things will go wrong. I'm not a golf fan. But by being the Minister of FCT, that property belongs to FCT. Was built by the government. It is not owned by a private or group of people. However, all over the world, you will allow people to manage it or run it. It's like government establishing a university. Now, to protect the university, in terms of the land, you give them a CFO. Yes? So that the communities don't come to harass and encroach on their land. That does not mean that that university is no longer government university. Some individuals who think they can convert government property to their own. Now assume that the government gave them CFO of the Gulf Club. I said, no. We appoint Board of Trustees to oversee, and the Board of Trustees organizes those who will run the place. And then there was a crisis. And the crisis came to my attention. Even security will call my attention. I said, no, we can't continue this way. I invited them. I said, listen, this one golf course, everybody thinks that should be run well without acrimony. And then I met the security agencies. We said, okay, what we should do? Now that most of the Board of Trustees have died, so you have about 2 or 3 remaining. And what you should do now is to appoint new Board of Trustees and then let them be able to organize the management of the day-to-day running. Some people went to court and tried to use the court. And I said, listen, it's not where I am. I'm not that kind of person. I won't allow this. You can't take government property. You can't. You cannot.
Even if the government says, or even if the court says otherwise?
God cannot say otherwise. It's not your property. You didn't build anything. You didn't build the place. How is it your property? I mean, I have never seen this. And that is a place where we thought by now can attract tourists and different. In fact, there was a day the former committee came to me and they were asking for assistance. All the money people are making from there, what do I do with it? That's why I said Nigeria. You need the right leadership for people to understand that things must be done the right way. Not what I'm the minister of FCT. I've appointed a Board of Trustees and I appointed an interim committee, and they must run the place. They must run the place. I mean, we can't continue this way. We can't. You go and change the constitution of the club to make it as your own owner, as the owner. How can you do that? How can you do that?
We'll be going to politics very shortly. Just quick ones before we call for a break, and then when we resume from that break, we'll be going to the political stuff. But quick ones here. The rains are fast approaching. How safe is the FCT in terms of what we witnessed some 2 years ago, preventive measures to ensure that flooding don't occur in those traditional places? That's number one. Number two, of course, will be, still talking about projects. Okay, maybe you answer that one. The other one just.
Let me say something. When you say traditional places,
yeah, there are places that are prone to flooding.
No, why? You see, it's not traditional. It's man-made. We don't like to respect and follow the rules. Now, there are places where we are demolishing now, which blocked the water channel. You don't want to find out. All you hear, why this government is so wicked. After somebody has suffered and built houses, they are not bringing it down. You won't ask yourself, where you are building, are you supposed to build? The mere fact that the government of yesterday did not stop you does not mean the government of today will not stop you. Or even when the government of today does not stop you, does not mean the government of tomorrow will not stop you. What is wrong is wrong. And we must be able to abide to that. Remove sentiment and emotion. And that has been our bane of problem. Who owns this is a Muslim. Who owns this is a Christian. Why now? Who owns this is an Hausa man. Who owns this is a Yoruba. Who owns this because that is the kind of life we live. So now the point we are making is that now I have directed development control to make sure that all those buildings that are contravened, even I can tell you the truth, some of them also get approval from development control. You can't believe what you can see. You can't believe it. And then they will say they have approval. How can you have an approval here? Okay, take for example, when we have a land matter in court, the former minister revoked the property. Do you know what happened? The lady went to court. Do you know who deposed her affidavit? That the revocation of the minister was wrong. You know who? Assistant Director in lands. They are both. He's from where? The lady is an Igbo lady. The assistant director is an Igbo. So I summoned him 2 days ago. I said, come. Assistant Director lands, a civil servant, you are gone. And there's no way he won't go. I mean, it's unbelievable how you use your position, manipulate the system against where you work. When you see the kind of integration we have over land, you will pity the system. You pity the system. Sometimes the lawyers at the legal secretariat connive with litigants. They will serve you, they won't serve you paper. The lawyer will agree that they serve them. The minister will not be aware. The next thing you see, judgment of court, not defended. Oh, it's so terrible.
Honorable Minister, we have to go on a break now. When we come back, of course, we'll take you to, well, yet a familiar terrain as well, politics. And I'm sure my colleagues are so eager to pass on all of that. So we'll go on a quick break. We'll be right back.